For an HR leader, what are the must-have skills?
As a HR leaders,
Think of the top 3, 1, 2, any that comes to mind.
My colleagues and I have a long discussions. I think one of the area HR is really needs, it's an analytical skill.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
And
yeah,
I don't
like
think because the HR tended to come from a social science background, so they tended to no need to do a lot of analysis, data analysis. They kind of gut feeling, and probably manager do that. It's the same.
Social science must be built based on numbers as well.
I thought so too.
Okay.
I think HR at the moment dealing really well with the compliance. Although my colleagues still disagree with me, think that HR still need a lot of legal knowledge in order to inform, what is compliance or not with the organizational activities such as. But I think in Australian context, I find it compliance is okay, but I find it analytical skill is really, really useful. And they need to know how to talk to convince a line manager. That's a third skill.
People skills, communication skills.
Yeah, people skill, especially not just talking to employees. I think talking to the line manager is a line manager they need to influence to say, this is you doing it, not HR doing it.
Yeah.
Because I tended to telling my student, don't think your jobs, it can be done by HR. HR just informing, advice,
because someone
partnership. Somebody need to do HR work, and that's a line manager's role. It's not HR roles.
You're right.
But HR need to have analytical roles to say, these data telling me this is a decision that you need to make, informing the CEO up, informing the line manager down, to say, my decision, my advice is actually analytically based or data based. It's data driven, not just my gut feeling or law say so. Law says so. Is that effective for my organization or external community expectation? Everybody need to do CSR.
Yeah. Very
but
interesting.
Is that good for your organization? Yeah. And then different organization, industry are very different to do. Corporate social responsibility is every organization need to do that.
So in saying that, here's a follow-up question for you. What are the main 5 areas or the top 5 areas of HR? For example, you talked about compliance is one area of HR. Then maybe you can think about, how about the culture? That's another area of HR. So break it down for us, at least 3 or 5 major areas that HR need to be good at or concerned with, including those 2.
Yeah, I find those compliance communications is a top HR's role to do. Compliance definitely is important. And communication with the line managers, I personally find it that need to be strengthened, although HR currently doing really well in terms of design like training program, design compensation. At least from my experience, I can see they're doing well in that sense, but whether all those, like, for example, training or compensation, is that addressing the intersectional needs or not? Because not everybody love money. If you can have a better communication with a line manager and they're helping them to design better job, understand individual employees' needs, their training needs, or even their flexible work arrangement or not, I think need HR to be able to advise line manager to do it. So I think if you talk about top 5, I can only talk about top 3, compliance, communications, and also continue working on those key HR area, design.